Hello everyone. Dear viewers of my YouTube channel, we continue our journey through the animal world. Doe are the heroes of today's video. I have collected for you top 10 interesting facts about these graceful animals. Friends, do not forget to subscribe to my channel, put likes, leave comments and share videos on your social networks. Go! 10th place. Initially, the habitat of the fallow deer, as scientists assure, was limited exclusively to Asia. But over time, and not without human participation, this artiodactyl began to appear in other regions. According to other sources, this species began to spread from the Mediterranean. It was from there that he got to both Central and Northern Europe. 9th place. But recently, many scientists disagree with this, because in the Pleistocene, where Germany is today, there was a doe, which is practically indistinguishable from the modern species. And this suggests that initially the habitat of this animal was much wider. 8th place. Sometimes it is confused with some kind of red deer, Caucasian or Crimean. But this is wrong, since the fallow deer is a separate subspecies of the deer family. 7th place. The origin of the species Dama frisch has not yet been fully elucidated by scientists. But so far the prevailing opinion is that this is one of the branches of the Pliocene genus, which was named Euclidoceras falc. What are the characteristics of a fallow deer? How does this animal stand out among the entire deer family? 6th place. The normal color of the fallow deer is leathery or yellow-brown, darker on the head and neck, from the back of the head to the end of the tail. A dark stripe stretches along the dorsal side, the sides of the rear and thighs in more or less distinct white spots. The underside of the rear and tail and the inner side of the legs are white colors. 5th place. There are, however, fallow deer without spots at all or with very indistinct ones, as well as almost completely black and completely white. In addition, there are all transitions between black, white and spotted. 4th place. The summer fur of the deer is generally reddish and with more distinct spots. In winter it is more gray and almost without spots. The deer has no mane and elongated hair on the neck. And in general its wool is short and thin. Much better, however, than all these features, characterize the doe her horns. 3rd place. Their main trunks are round in their lower part, and in the final part they are scapularly expanded. At their base, from the front side, the ophthalmic process departs at an obtuse angle. And the middle process is placed under the spatulate expansion. There is never a second ophthalmic process. At the posterior edge of the spatulate extension there are 3 or more sharp processes, of which the lowest, the longest and most distant from the rest, can be considered real. The total length of the fallow deer is 1.5, the height at the nape is 0.95. The height at the rump is slightly greater, and the tail is 0.2 meters long. 2nd place. If we take into account both the appearance and the size of the deer, we can say the following: this artiodactyl is larger than its other common relative, the roe deer. And if you compare it with a red deer, then it will be not only smaller, but also lighter. 1st place. Compared to the red deer, the fallow deer is distinguished by its muscular body. But she has shorter not only legs, but also a neck. The European fallow deer differs from its Mesopotamian relative in its horns, since they can even take on a spatula-like shape, decorated with ridges along the edges. But all this applies only to males, since females have smaller horns and never expand. It is by them that you can determine the age of the animal, since the older it is, the more this decoration above the head. Friends, thank you all for watching. I really hope that this video was interesting to you. I love you all very much. See you later.